30 phrasal verbs containing come, come about, that, to happen. Could you tell me how the accident came about? Come across, also, come over. 1. To be understood. He spoke for a long time, but his meaning didn't really come across. 2. To make a particular impression. She comes across well in interviews. He came over as a sympathetic person. Come across somebody, something. No passive. To meet or find somebody, something, by chance. I came across children sleeping under bridges. She came across some old photographs in a drawer. Come across with something. No passive. To provide or supply something when you need it. I hoped she'd come across with some more information. Come after somebody. No passive. To chase or follow somebody. Come along. 1. To arrive. To appear. When the right opportunity comes along, she'll take it. 2. To go somewhere with somebody. I'm glad you came along. 3. Informal. To improve or develop in the way that you want. Synonym: progress. Your French has come along a lot recently. 4. Used in orders to tell somebody to hurry or to try harder. Come along, we're late. Come along, it's easy. Come apart. To break into pieces. The book just came apart in my hands. Figurative. My whole life had come apart at the seams. Come around, round. 1. Also, come to become conscious again. Your mother hasn't yet come round from the anesthetic. Serrated entries. Operations. 2. Of a date or a regular event. To happen again. My birthday seems to come around quicker every year. Serrated entries. Operations. Come around, round. 2. To come to a place, especially somebody's house, to visit for a short time. Do come around and see us sometime. Come around, round. To something. To change your mood or your opinion. He'll never come round to our way of thinking. Come at somebody. No passive. To move towards somebody as though you are going to attack them. She came at me with a knife. Figurative. The noise came at us from all sides. Come at something. To think about a problem, question, etc. in a particular way. Synonym: approach. We are getting nowhere. Let's come at it from another angle. Come by something. North American English. To make a short visit to a place in order to see somebody. She came by the house. Come by something. 1. To manage to get something. Jobs are hard to come by these days. 2. To receive something. How did you come by that scratch on your cheek? Come for somebody. 1. To arrive in order to arrest somebody. Brad was at home when the police came for him. 2. To move towards somebody to attack them. The guy was coming for me with a knife. Come forward. To offer your help, services, etc. Several people came forward with information. Police have asked witnesses of the accident to come forward. Come from. Not used in the progressive tenses. To have as your place of birth or the place where you live. She comes from London. Where do you come from? Come from something. 1. To start in a particular place or be produced from a particular thing. Much of our butter comes from New Zealand. This wool comes from goats, not sheep. This poem comes from his new book. Where does her attitude come from? Where's that smell coming from? He comes from a family of actors. She doesn't try hard enough. That's rich. Coming from you. You do not try hard either. 2. Come off from something. Come off from something. To be the result of something. I made a few inquiries, but nothing came of it in the end. Come off from doing something. That comes of eating too much. Come into something. No passive. 1. To be left money by somebody who has died. She came into a fortune when her uncle died. 2. To be important in a particular situation. I've worked very hard to pass this exam. Luck doesn't come into it. Come over. 1. British English. Informal. To suddenly feel something. Plus adjective. To come over funny, dizzy, faint. I come over all shy whenever I see her. 2. Come across. He came over well in the interview. Come over to. To come to a place, especially somebody's house, to visit for a short time. Come over to. From. To travel from one place to another, usually over a long distance. Why don't you come over to England in the summer? Her grandparents came over from Ireland during the famine. Come over to something. To change from one side, opinion, etc., to another. Come over somebody. No passive. To affect somebody. A fit of dizziness came over her. I can't think what came over me. I do not know what caused me to behave in that way. Come through. Of news or a message. To arrive by telephone, radio, etc. through an official organization. A message is just coming through. Come through something. To get better after a serious illness or to avoid serious injury. Synonym, survive. With such a weak heart, she was lucky to come through the operation. Come through with something. To successfully do or complete something that you have promised to do. We were worried she wouldn't be able to handle it, but she came through in the end. The bank finally came through with the money. Come together. If two or more different people or things come together, they form a united group. 3 colleges have come together to create a new university. Bits and pieces of things he'd read and heard were coming together, and he began to understand. Come under something. No passive. 1. To be included in a particular group. What heading does this come under? 2. To be a person that others are attacking or criticizing. The head teacher came under a lot of criticism from the parents. 3. To be controlled or influenced by something. All her students came under her spell.